Well, good evening, everybody. Grooves Blues Review here, edition 3. Tonight we're talking about the Blues versus Nashville Predators in Nashville, night before Thanksgiving here tonight. Was looking to be a great matchup. I was excited. First game with Craig Berube as the new interim head coach for the St. Louis Blues. So it was interesting to see how they were going to come out tonight. The best way to sum up this game is giveaways. Within a minute of the first period, Joel Edmundson, bonehead giveaway. He gave up another one too in the first period as well, and Pietrangelo also gave up one. Jake Allen bailed them out with making some good saves. Also too, the Blues had their chances in this period. Schenn was on the doorstep right in front. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better place to be and try to score on Pekka Rinne. And what does he do? He shoots wide. The first goal was scored of the game by the Predators, and it was a goal where Allen makes the save, but there's three Blues around the net, and the Predators, a player that scores, he gets 3 whacks at the puck and gets it in. Once again, horrible defense. The Blues are not boxing out. They are not clearing the front of the net. That is just unacceptable. Rob Thomas, congratulations to him. He ties it up at 1 with his first career goal as an NHL player. So very, very happy for him. Once again, we had a chance actually to go up again in the lead. But O'Reilly, he missed a wide open net on the Blues' second power play. And speaking of the power play, didn't even score on the power play tonight. That just looked horrible. And also, too, another no-look pass in the first period that just drove me crazy. Perron in the first period, he had a no-look pass. He dropped past it in the front of the net. It was towards the end of the first period. Almost caused a turnover and a goal, but nobody was there. But he wasn't even looking. And that's another thing, too, those no-look drop passes. The second period, the Blues, in Nashville, it was kind of a evenly matched second period, I think, for the most part. But then when the Blues were on a power play, basically they ended up having a giveaway. Fabry at the point completely telegraphs his pass, and it gives it to who else but Forsberg, the worst person to give it to on that team. And he goes in on a breakaway. The puck was on edge, which makes it harder for the goalie to save. And he shoots, and where to else but the glove side of Jake Allen. If I'm the goaltending coach right now, I'm having Jake Allen work on his glove side because he's carrying it too low, and he's leaning a little bit forward, and that's causing him to carry that glove a little bit lower, I think. So hopefully they'll be working on that. But once again, it was a giveaway. And also, too, Tarasenko on the power play. He had a no-look drop pass in that second period on a power play. Once again, a no-look drop pass, which is just, it's ridiculous to see that. Also, I wanted to point out, too, is that while the Blues did have more power play chances and they didn't score any, there was a ridiculous call on Edmundson where Blais actually got cut when he was cross-checked in the face. Edmundson goes to defend his teammate, and he gets the penalty. Later in the game, there was a play where they showed a replay of Jay Bouwmeester making a good play. He wasn't making a good play, and Darren Pang said, good job boxing out. He wasn't boxing out. He was pushing a player away from the net after Jake Allen saved it and covered it. And when you watch the replay, again, there was several Predators behind Jay Bouwmeester in front of Jake Allen. So I don't know what Darren Pang's looking at or what he's talking about, but ladies and gentlemen, Bouwmeester just is horrible, and he needs to just sit. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. You go to the third period. Rob Thomas, he had a chance for his second goal in the game and second career NHL goal on a partial break, and he couldn't score. Didn't get the best shot off, but as the game went on, the Blues ended up getting a power play late in the third period. Craig Berube, this was about, I think, with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left, and Craig Berube decides to pull Jake Allen. They go from a 4-on-3 power play to a 5-on-3 power play. And I know there was a lot of time left, but I didn't think it was a bad decision. I didn't think it was bad at all. This team needed a win, and they needed to get back in the game. And what happens? Pietrangelo, what does he do? He shoots wide. Petrolangelo cannot hit the broadside of a barn. I am sorry. He shoots wide so much, and as we saw tonight, so does the rest of this team. Schenn shooting wide on the doorstep. Robert Thomas on his break-in, shooting wide. I don't understand this. You were NHL players. When you're that close, you need to put the puck on the net, and also, too, you need to finish. You need to finish and score goals. We don't have finishers on this team right now. So anyway, that getting back to Petro, that shot goes wide, and what happens? The worst thing in the world that could happen when you're on a power play and your goalie's pulled, it hits the boards of the back, it rims around, and it goes right out, and who's there but a Nashville player to take it down and score an empty netter? And they go up by the score of, 4-1 at that time. The third goal that they scored was, once again, it was a giveaway. And that giveaway by the Blues, Jake Allen came out of the net. He did what he was supposed to do, play the puck up, but the defenseman couldn't handle it. And the player who got it, Watson, who I can't stand on Nashville, he takes a shot, and what happens? It deflects off Shoshnikov's stick and goes the other way on Allen and goes right under the crossbar. He would have probably had that shot if it hadn't deflected. So that was the third goal, and then, of course, the fourth goal being the empty net and power play, and the Blues lose 4-1. The shots on goal, I believe it was 34-29 in favor of Nashville. Once again, this game can be summed up very easily. Giveaways. The positives I take away from this game, the Blues finally were showing some raw emotion. They were pushing back. The emotion in this game is the way it should be for any Central Division game, especially against Nashville. But other than that, though, the Blues just, once again, not boxing out in front of their net, allowing players to get on top of Jake Allen, and just ridiculous, stupid giveaways, just stupid things that they're doing on defense again. Obviously, I know Larry Robinson, it's his first night behind the bench, but he didn't help that much because this defense, they just looked horrible. And hopefully they can get it fixed, and be ready to go on Friday. Another thing, too, kudos to that Nashville crowd. I hate to hear them with all their chants and everything when we're playing them and we're losing, but you know what? It makes the game more fun to watch, and I wish our crowd would do some things like that, but I know every crowd's different. But you know what? It makes it more fun. It makes it more interesting. So good for them. It makes it a tougher place to go in and play. And believe me, we are not a tough barn to go in and play in right now. So anyway, Blues lose 4-1. Horrible giveaways tonight. That was the way to sum it up in this game. Just horrible giveaways, horrible on the defensive end, and just could not finish on the chances that they had. Chances are at a premium against a team like Nashville. That's why they're the number one team in the league. When you get those chances, you got to bury them, or at least make Pekka Rinne work to make that save. And the Blues just weren't doing that. So we'll see how they do Friday night back home against Nashville. I wish all of you a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and thank you for those of you who watched. And hopefully we'll see a turn around here soon, starting Friday against Nashville again at home. Happy Thanksgiving.